Steve, first shows for us at the weekend, back after lockdown. We'll start with Lyndon Arthur defending his Commonwealth.
Yeah, well, they weren't our shows, but obviously it was
No,
So BT on Friday night, Lyndon headed the bill and put in a faultless performance, really, didn't he? Working behind the jab, completely controlled the fight, took the sting out of Dex Bellman by midway. Thought maybe he could have stepped it up a little bit, put a bit on the gas and gone for the stoppage, but in hindsight, knowing now that he damaged his hand, and obviously looking forward to the Hardy fight, he was perfect for him to get 12 rounds using the jab, which will be the weapon against Hardy, won't it? Because he'll be looking to come in and get big hooks off. And I thought Lyndon was superb on Friday night.
The only thing I can say that was wrong on that was the scorecards. I think only one judge had it right for me. I thought it was almost a shutout. Maybe the first round could have gone either way. There was not too much.
Yeah, I think I remember rightly now. I think two had it 96, 94 or something, didn't they?
Yeah, I think one had it, as you said, by 2 rounds, and one had it by about 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah.
And then one judge had it correct, which I think was 119, 109, which again was 11 rounds.
I had him a good 10 rounds clear. Yeah. It was great performance. Never ever looked in trouble. Kept focused all the way through and just kept firing that jab through. You know what I mean? It was brilliant.
Such a beautiful weapon, isn't it?
Don't think he missed with it.
No, he didn't.
It was great. Yeah,
it was.
And as I say, it's good that he got that fight in before the Hardy fight as well, so he'll do wonders for his confidence. And the audience watching now, considering no one will give him any chance against Hardy, I think they'll be split 50-50 who's going to win that fight.
Yeah, definitely. I also think he didn't give anything away to Hardy, because he never really got out of first gear, did he? He didn't have to get out of first gear because he was controlling the fight from, like I say, with his jab from start to finish.
Yeah, he boxed within himself, but controlled everything, didn't he? You know, like I was saying before, maybe you was looking at it thinking, come on, you've controlled the fight here, you've took the sting out of him, you can afford to step up a gear now and hopefully finish it. But as I say, knowing the back of his mind that he's got the Hardy fight and he'd hurt his hand, it was probably the right thing to do.
Yeah. Great performance by Dex Bellman though.
Yeah.
He's always game, isn't
he? Yeah, you know, and we're going to talk about some other fights, but you know, he controlled it. So when you get a boxer against an aggressive kid coming in, you know, he controlled it with his jab. And then you look at the Jordan Gill, he controlled an aggressive fighter. Mainly, obviously, he used his jab a lot, but it was his upper body movement for me that did that. And obviously, when we come on to talking about Nathan's challenge against Dalton Smith, Dalton controlled it with his footwork, didn't he? So it just shows you these different ways that boxers can win fights against aggressive people.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to talk about next, because the night afterwards we had Nathan Bennett. I think he was second on, wasn't he? After the fight you just spoke about there. Good performance by Jordan Gill, beating Reece Bellotti. But then Nathan come on. We knew he was a big underdog.
Yeah.
But you know, even though I can't give him a round, he was in it, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was forcing the fight. I've seen the interview afterwards, and Dalton said he got tagged and buzzed in the first, and he gave him his respect. And as I say, his footwork was great, because it wasn't natural for Nathan to force the fight. But you know, you're a away fighter, you're going in the lion's den. You've got to put in an above performance to win, and that's what he was trying to do, and he was forcing the fight because he had to do. Unfortunately, the footwork of him meant that none of his shots were really getting off clean. He did catch him a few times with a counter lefts, didn't he? But nothing really to buzz him. And if you look at the end, I mean, it was great how he lined that big overhand right, if it was an overhand right, a straight right. And he'd been getting through with a few of them, but to actually get him where he did at the back of the ear and take all his senses was a bit freakish, and maybe a little bit of a fluke. He couldn't have been going for that. If he'd have hit him in the jaw, he took those shots, and he could have took that one and carried on. I mean, I was waiting for the shot like that to hit him from Nathan, but unfortunately it happened the other way around. And I know they come in and it looked a bad knockout, but it wasn't one of them. He was up and he was okay. And following on from that, I only found out yesterday Nathan actually broke his jaw in the first round, and he had an operation yesterday and had a steel plate put in. So you've got to give him some credit, haven't you?
Yeah, because right at the end of the first round, he got staggered a little bit, didn't he? Went back to his corner and recovered really well. But if you notice, he was bleeding throughout the fight through his mouth.
Yeah.
So his jaw was gone in the first round. So for him to be as competitive as he was throughout the rest of the fight with a broken jaw, proves he's
Listen,
he's a bit better than we all think.
Apart from the broken jaw, as I was saying, I don't think he was going to get stopped. I mean, obviously he wasn't going to win the fight, but a couple more rounds he could have started getting a little bit closer to him and maybe landing a few of his shots. So a gallant effort and a good performance against a real good kid, you know what I mean? Don't forget he's only had 5 fights, and we knew he was good, but we thought the timing was right for that one. Maybe if we'd have let it go for another 5 or 6 more fights each, he could have been fighting for a title together and a bit more money. But it was an opportunity we thought we could win, and we took it. And from Nathan's point of view, he's still where he is now than he was before, and also he's had the experience of fighting on a TV show, and he's a full-time pro, you know, living off his sponsor money at the moment, and so if he wouldn't have took that fight, he wouldn't have been fighting. So fair plays to him, and as I say, he'll come back stronger. Definitely.
And then this Friday we have another kid out. We had Aqib Fiaz, again in a real step up for him. A guy with a really good winning record, 13-6, been in with some quality kids, and a real test for him.
Yeah, it is a test. You know, just before taking the fight for Aqib, we was actually talking about him maybe for Zelfa, the defence of his Commonwealth. So
this is Kane Baker.
Yeah. So it is a big test, but you know we've got great belief in Aqib, and he's another kid who's a full-time pro. If he wasn't taking this opportunity, he wouldn't be fighting. Now, obviously, he's a big ticket seller, and you protect them a little bit more than you would do your normal fighters. So it's not what we would have given him normally, but we're in a different situation now. And as I say, we believe in him, and I think he'll look good on Friday night, you know, and what a setup it is down there. I really enjoyed it on Saturday watching that. Yeah.
If we go back to that as well, because it was a great card from start to finish, as you said. Jordan Gill and Reece brought in, then Nathan, then the English heavyweight title fight, but the final fight in Sam Egerton, who's coached by our matchmaker John Pegg. What a fight with
it was a great fight. Swung and ebbed and flowed, didn't it? You know, and I mean, they're saying he had a great start, went 5-0 up, which he possibly could have done. I'd probably shared a couple of those rounds, and then probably the same with the next fight. But what a cracking last round, wasn't it? You know,
amazing.
I'd actually put a bet on Eggington, even though. Sorry, on Sam, even though I fancied Cheeseman before the fight.
But didn't you get 8-1?
In the second round, I said to RJ, I said, he's getting control here, Eggington. And I said, it was 3-1, see what it is. And it was 4-1. And then Eggington got caught by a shot, and it looked like he'd gone in the second. And it went to 8-1. So I just put 50 quid on sandwich, you know. Okay, I've lost, but I got a good run for the money at 8-1, you know. Unbelievable, but what a great fight it was. Yeah,
it was a bit special. Have you managed to pay Sonny Edwards his £100?
Yeah, he was on me quicker than he was on Marcel Braithwaite. Yeah, so I've sent him the money. Yeah.
So back to Aqib. Great fight for him. On a night that's going to make history, where 2 female British boxers are fighting for the world title.
Yeah, I mean they've got something to follow from last week, haven't they? And now they've got some good fights on, and that'll be a good fight as well. So what I'm looking forward to, and the next couple of weeks in the back garden. The week after, we've got Zelfa Barrett.
This is a good fight this year.
Good fight with Eric O'Donovan. I think he's 15-0 undefeated. He was a top amateur. Just waiting to hear what title it's for. So Eddie's drawing that one out, but you know we need to know soon on that there. And then the week after, Cullen is supposed to be fighting on there. Obviously, Jason Quigley pulled out, and we was told we'd keep him on. I managed to get Zach Chelly on hold. I'm just waiting for Eddie's team to get that done and dusted. But Jack's been training like a beast. You know, he's probably had a 10-week camp for this, and he trained 6 or 7 weeks for the one in March before it was pulled off. So he needs to get this fight out of the way and then have a bit of rest before hopefully he comes back in big title fights again. Obviously, if he does fight Zach Chelly, he's not a gimme. He's a tough kid, and that'll be another great one for the telly.
Well, as you mentioned that, does that mean I can put because I've done an interview with him last week when it was first spoke about. We know it's not confirmed yet, but I've got a little bit of sparring with him with Mark Efron, who just talk about a big fight with him and the kid who fought on the BT show.
Yeah, I want to beat McCall. Yeah, I mean it'd be a good fight, that, won't it? Because both punchers, and you know that kid who beat McCall, Denzel Bentley or something was he called me, loads up a lot, but you know he can be hit, and Mark's a devastating puncher, so I don't think that'll go to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Jack's had really good preparation because
Jack's flying, you know what I mean, and that's why I keep texting Eddie and emailing him and saying, come on, let's get this nailed off, because it'd be a good fight, Zach Chelly. As I say, it's not made yet, but it's ready to press the button. We're just waiting on Matchroom to sort that out, and you know it's nearly there, isn't it? August the 22nd, so we could do with knowing who we're fighting. So
Aqib's this weekend, like I say, big step up for him, and then next weekend you're not sure what it's going to be for. It's not for Zelfa's Commonwealth, is it? No. But the kid he's fighting
for the title fight.
Lily White Lightning.
That's right.
Against the Brown Flash. It sounds like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that'll be another good fight on the TV for him, and looking forward to it. And I think the week after on BT, Frampton and Conlon's on, aren't they? So you know, just getting the buzz back for watching the boxing, and as we said last week, hopefully come October we should be able to do some of our own VIP shows and get all our own lads fighting again. Yeah. Well, listen, it's if this show's as good as last weekend's, we're all in for a real treat. Yeah. Cheers, Steve. Thanks, mate. Bye. For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.